Alright, I gotta check the levels and stuff before I start doing anything with my doohickeys. Doubt anybody's already watching and listening, but I just downloaded this Please Stand By graphic, and that's the music it came with. It sounded like that. Audio input capture. Check, check, check. Turning down the background noise off of the Please Stand By. What's that sound like? I still sound very quiet. Oh well, for now. I'll fix it. I gotta get other stuff going. There goes the music. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Testing, testing. Testing ABC 1, 2, 3. The levels sound good. I just have to save or get the URL of the thing and save it everywhere or share it everywhere. I gotta take these headphones off. I can't talk and hear myself with a few second delay like that. It's so weird. Game I have on my phone won't let me do anything. I am whoever likes my YouTube channel. I am streaming live. Someday it'll be nice to have a producer do all this stuff. Come on, Facebook. Good. All right, come on, Discord. Everyone. No, not at somebody. At everyone. There we go. Not the texting people. No, I'm not streaming that. I'm streaming what I'm doing with my mining rig. I will be playing the game on the side. Okay, I gotta text people. Where's that tab? I am streaming live. Come say hi. I already got my Discord. I already got my Facebook. Yes, I'm old people. I have Facebook. Who did I text to? Oh wells. Come on. Hey, Nugget! First! You win! Prizes! I'm actually gonna go set up a camera and film this scene. Where did I put it? Oh yeah, that's right. I used a phone to make my freaking thumbnail. I'll use that one. That one's battery lasts the longest. Why I'm doing this is because I don't have an R vlog this week, and the idea was to make this the R vlog, but then I was like, you know, I'm gonna do this as the live thing. So what I'll have to do is do a clap with it. All right, sync with the live thing. Testing, testing. ABC, 1, 2, 3, check, check. And bring up the stream. Let's see how many minutes are on it. All right, started at about 8 minutes, 30 seconds. All right, tell me, Master Nugget, tell me how the levels sound. Because last week my mic was too quiet and the background music was too loud. After you answer that, I'm going to talk to you actually about what you said on my Discord. It's kind of not really picking on you, because I know what you're known for on Elemental Plays channel. I need my shoot. an iFixit or a pen. My Ethernet cable running off Wi-Fi. There we go. Ripping the Ethernet cable out of my laptop because my desktop is on Wi-Fi and I don't want the stream to cut out. There we go. Is the prize a processor from a Windows 95 computer? Yes, it is. All you gotta do is get $3 and go to this magical website called ebay.com. So tell me, Master Nugget, what do the levels sound like? Because maybe you didn't hear me. You're the only viewer right now. And last week, I had the background music was too loud and my mic was too low. Close live chat, share. Copy link. I am come say hi. I'm giving it just a minute for people to show up, and by a minute I mean maybe 5-10 minutes. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't waste everybody's time for that long. I gotta move this box and move this other box. And then I'll be moving that camera around. Yeah. And turn the monitor so I can see what I'm freaking doing. Bring up OBS so I can see what I'm freaking doing. Turn the mining rig off. Stick a power bank in my pocket so my mic will last forever. This is Baker, not Brian. So is Baker one of the kids? I'm really bad with names. I have like 6 kids coming at me like, my name is this, my name is that, my name is that. And I'm already bad with names as it is, and I'm like, congratulations for having a name. You are not an NPC. So that's off. Plug phone in the charger. Check it out, the both of yous watching my stream. This has to go into that because I burnt up the other one last week. In the last stream, I replaced the motherboard. I'll show you the old motherboard. It's a crazy looking motherboard. Yep, that got replaced because this one was having problems. But then I wanted to test it if it could run 11 cards, because this used to be able to run 11. It's supposed to run 12, but it can only do 11. And then it got to where it can only run 10, and it had other problems on top of that. I got it to boot up for a few minutes running 11, and then it turned off, and then I went to turn it back on, and the power supply went. And I was like, oh wait, that's too many watts. Yeah, I'm a kid. Definitely not an NPC. You know what I think? And I came up with this realization when I was at Walgreens. And number one, when I'm going to checkout at a store and someone says like, do you want our stupid card? Or, hi, how are you doing? I'm like, don't say empty phrases. It's annoying. I'm annoyed. Stop talking. That's how I think inside my head. I don't say that. I just kind of smile or try to grin a little bit or whatever. But this person says something different. I don't remember what, and it was kind of unique. And I was like, thank you for saying something unique instead of the boring usual whatever. And he says, why? And I said, because I can't respond to that stuff. I listen, I hear it, and I'm like, huh? That's annoying. And he said, well, you don't want to be an NPC. And I was like, at that moment, I had a realization. I says, no, it's everybody that says good morning every day. Hi, how are you? All these empty things. Those are the NPCs. And he's like, no, we're not. And I says, yeah, it's like you're playing Minecraft and you can't get the creature to go away and you're got the pixelated sword and it just stands there and goes, derp, derp, saying the same thing over and over again. Don't be an NPC. That's my life model. Motto. So, Baker, what'd you do? Steal your dad's phone? Tusk tusk? USB extension cord allows me to go all the way across the living room. Best Minecraft impression in comparing to IRL's things. Move my light. Come over here, light. You're in this scene. So one of the things I have to do to replace this motherboard, I have to go through all of these things and see what kind of power cable it has, because some of them, the power cable goes straight into it. It's called a riser. I took one of the screws out and I don't know where I put it. Screw you, screw. Oh, disappear on me. I found it. I put it back. Oh, okay. Dad took over his phone. You know what, Brian? We need to save up money and build you a media center PC so that Tuesday night you can be like, Rob's on, Rob's on. Start screaming like a girl. Yeah, it's Tuesday night. Oh my God. Gotta go on to YouTube's. And by, I mean all that, I mean, you know, make a media center PC and hook it up to your TV in your living room, obviously. So everybody can watch. Until it's bedtime. Everybody's like, boo! But Robert stays up late. And you're like, well, Robert stays up late because viewers stay up late. So he has to come home after work and fall asleep and take a nap. And that actually makes him late for streaming sometimes. Which happened today. IT guys listening at work. That's cool. That means I can just ramble and ramble and ramble and blah blah and go blah blah and blah blah about random things. Alright, 1080 Ti. Come out! Ow. I get these headphones off that I was using to check levels earlier. Is the background music still listenable? Can you hear it? Poo tube. Come on, Dad, can we turn on the poo tube? And you're like, what? You know the poo tube. You mean drain pipes in the bathroom? Yeah. I hate doing this. I think since Brian just joined, an IT guy just joined, you were part of the stream last week. And since I got a replacement motherboard, I wanted to test it with 11 cards. As soon as I did, power supply was like, then I realized, oh wait, yeah, it was already sustained load at like 1300 watts. Peak was unknown because I didn't do math. So when you turn on a computer, it wants to do peak for a split second and fried it. So I got a new power supply. I need to get tape. I found tape today. Tape and a marker, and write the peak and sustain watts on it before I install it, because of prudence and stuff. Now, someone remind me that this 1080 shares its split power with this riser over here. It's all for gore. It'd be cool if I could do tallers like that so you can see my point of view. Considers getting taller tripod. Ow. I hate it when I trip on tripods, especially when I'm filming something that I need the tripod to stay put for a composite, because then I have to film everything again. Now, without having the camera spin around and make the audience throw up, I'm going to try spinning the tripod around instead. Just screw it on. It's working! Genius. You forgot your flux capacitor, man. Yeah, flux capacitor is what makes it so that you can have different levels of capacitance while you time travel. You're right. Before gore. Every time I take apart my mining rig, inside of my head, I'm singing the lyrics to a Nine Inch Nails song. And forgive me for not remembering the name of the song, because I used to know the name of every song, but then I started like only passively listening, but whatever. But in the lyrics, he's like, I do not want this. I do not want this. I do not want to tear apart my mining rig. Don't you tell me how I feel. You don't know just how I feel. Yeah, real capacitors do even out the power draw at startup. They also hold a value, or they could be used as a filter. When I was in high school and just graduating, I made a crossover circuit so that you could take the two sound outputs and combine them into one. That way you can take a stereo sound and make it mono. Unfortunately, it didn't work on Nine Inch Nails music because their music is complex. And by not work, I mean it sounded like... I was just trying to make a subwoofer. Dusty! Whew. That was gross. And there's one buried down there. Down there, down there, down there. I have to take all my wire management velcros off of all of the things. Ah. He's gonna be a pain in the butt. This one is... I guess I should be seeing the name of all these cars as I take them out. That would be nice. This is an RTX 3080. Non-LHR. So any of the viewers who don't know what that means, LHR stands for low hash rate. That's NVIDIA's way of saying, we're trying to block mining on our cards to make it not profitable. After 1 year after being caught selling pallets of graphics cards directly to Chinese miners. We care about the gamers, they said. We don't. We just care about selling. And they were caught just a couple months ago in their sales report, not separating their regular sales, or not separating the regular sales from their mining sales and not calculating the mining stuff. And then they found paperwork where they were estimating how much of it was mining. So the board was kind of mad. But this is an non-LHR card, which means it was made before they came out with the hash rate limiter. A 3080 would be a really good card for gaming, actually. Bye, Brian. Thanks for saying hi and stuff. I need to stream sooner so I can get him to be on the stream for a while. This is a 6700 XT. It says AMD right here. So let's flip it around and see if it's actual Founders card. This is ATI Technologies. Yep, AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. Here's an MSI 1080 Ti. I thought this card was a chonker until I saw some of the newer ones. That one is one of the candidates for changing the thermal paste and the pads out on it. This one is the 5700 XT that I've taken this apart like 15 times. Trying to fix it. It's crashing on me all the time. I think I got the dustiest cards taken care of. That's good because my hand is freezing doing that. My phone screen turned off. Don't do it. I'm watching chat. Whiny voice. Double check my game. Game just like stops. Plays the animation of what you were doing earlier when you were playing the game. You have to wait for it to come back and then you go back and do what you were trying to do. Okay. Go. Join the freaking rally. Some of them watch my YouTube channel, so I put the URL of this thing in there. Get these headphones off. The URL of this thing in there. And they are so obsessed with that game that they didn't come over. Well, that's their loss. I'm realizing that if I just play that game all the time, I will lose my life to it. And it will suck. So, what if I grab I have a clipboard. Okay. All that dust came all the way over here. On this paper I have over here for writing down random things. I'm going to use it to write down random things. So the top row was Vega 56 and then RX 5700 XT and then 1080 Ti and then what's this one again? That's a 6700 XT. Good. Now all these 4 cards are on the other power supply. What I'm doing is I'm going to write down actually how each one of these has their power hooked in. Elemental plays Forgore. What you Forgore? That I stream on Tuesdays now? Forgore to check your notifications. What you Forgores? Bottom row is the 3080. And then a 1080. And then a 5700. Well, there's a 5700. Actually, this spot is empty. So Vega 56, SATA power. 5700. 6-pin power. 1080 Ti is this one, I think. Yeah. I hate how much dust gets on the risers. So gross. I think it looks cool when you're spraying with the air spray and it's upside down and the propellant comes out. Looks like you're like some crazy professional cleaning crew using crazy technologies. So 1080 Ti is Molex side power. And 6700 XT is 6 pin. I remember it was sharing. Yeah, it was sharing with the 1080 below. Good. Now I have that written down. All right, what's the 5700 down here is using? That's using 6 pin. The reason why you have to check this is because you have only so many of each kind of cord coming out of the power supply, and the GPU normally draws most of its power from up here. You guys, yeah, this cord right here at the top of your screen, where there's a plug hole right here. I'll have to show you right here. But it also draws power directly from the motherboard down here, and depending on the model, it draws less or it draws more. So the ones that draw very little, I use this cord, which comes off of what's called a SATA power, to go into the 6 pin. Ones that draw a medium amount, I use these kind of risers that have these old Molex legacy connectors on the side, and the ones that draw a lot of power, I go straight in to the 6 pin on the front of the riser. So the 1080, its power I just unplugged it. I'm following it to see where it goes. That's 6 pin. That one was running on SATA power, but the little thing started to melt, and I touched it and it felt hot, so I switched it. And that's SATA. This next one is SATA. Oh, so the 5700 is 6 pin. So it is SATA. The 1080 is SATA. Cross that off. SATA. And the 3080 is 6 pin on the top, shared. I'll show you what I mean. It's using this 6 pin right here, and then has a wire to come up to here to share. 6 pin shared into the top, because it's 6 pin was shared top, and it goes up to the top of the Vega 56, I think. Shared with, or it might have just been loose. I'll put a question mark. You exist again? Do you keep flickering in and out of existence? Do you have problems? Do you have moments of lost time? Does your family forget how old you are? Then maybe you have time travel sickness, and you should consult with Robert Jene and have him insert probes in your brain and send you into the time vortex to see what happens. Not guaranteed to have any results at all. May permanently remove you from existence or give you diarrhea. Such side effects may include, but are not limited to, being born after you die. Extreme nausea. And Benjamin Button's disease. I'm gonna take all these, put them in my pocket. This area over here is gonna explode if I don't take everything off of it and move it somewhere else. Because all my workings are gonna come in the left side there. I'm gonna. It's something that I noticed that I said a lot. And I don't know how long I've said it, but editing my own YouTube videos has caused me to notice that I say certain things. And I quit saying them. Okay, so is one that I've quit saying within the past year. It's kind of annoying, but not really. What I mean is that if you only say it sometimes, it's fine. But if you're editing a YouTube video and you hear yourself say it all the time, it's like, stop saying okay, so! Stop it! So once I eliminated that, and also, I don't remember what I was saying before that, but I was saying something before that that got annoying, and I quit saying that too. Now I've eliminated those things from my speech. I notice that I say, I'm enough. I'm enough. Everybody go in chat and tell me what you think about Imana. And how do you think it's spelled? We're gonna play an Imana game. Imana gonna take the bolts off that hold the power supply in theirs. Come on, Elemental Plays and Master Nugget. What does Imana mean to you? What defect does it have on your life? Come on. This wordplay that I'm saying is amazing. Why you no make comment? Just in case. Let me turn the volume up on this phone that's recording the scene. Volume button means stop recording. It's 49%. Okay. Turn the volume up. Screen 2 is all. Oh, do not disturb is on. I don't want that. Turn the Wi-Fi off. There we go. Go back. Yes, exit whatever I just opened. Second streaming thing. Here's a sync. Testing, testing. ABC, 1, 2, 3, check, check. Now if I hear it go, bling, I can do claps. Come. Well, nobody's in chat doing anything. So I'm gonna go get a drink. Close the chat, go back, close the thing, start it again. Okay, nobody's in chat. Come here, Vanilla Zevia. You're in the scene. Oh, I don't have a cold one? Lame! I forgot put one in fridge. Come here, Cola Zevia. You're in the scene. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. And don't dox yourself while flipping to another app on your phone. Shut up, ad. Pooch. Is anybody doing things in chat? Oh. Hey, Roxy. Come to my live stream. I am doings. I am. Autocorrect fail. I want to paste. Here we go. You're watching my Ebony video, which is funny. All right, how many batteries do I have? I have 96 batteries. So I can set that down. All right, I have the 2 screws from the power supply out. Put those in my pocket so I don't lose them into the void of space-time. Alex Jensen says sadid. Sadud. 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 What's that mean? And do you have a different name in another app where I know you? Because I'm already bad with names as it is. And it hurts my brain when people do that. It's fine, you're allowed to have different names and different things. You're just... People that are not good with names have brain pain. That's all. At least I do. Headaches. Mentally exhausted. Those kind of things. Now my fan is falling down because everything's taken apart. New people in stream, I am taking apart my mining rig because I broke the power supply by having too many GPUs sucking power from it at the same time. And it went... It was so lame. And it's so terrible and time consuming to take this all apart. It's not as bad as changing the motherboard, which I did last week. A lot of people talk about mining crypto like it's emerging. And it's actually not. It's very complicated. It's literally like having a second job. Except that you have to budget and buy things. If you buy the wrong thing, you just wasted money for that whole month. You have a super expensive electric bill. So you have to sell your profit to pay for it. You barely get any sleep until you figure out hacks like I made to make it take less time to troubleshoot. Like this thing that computers do called enumeration. And I have a friend that I taught it to them. And when it's not working right, they call it enumeration nightmare. Which is true. What it is when you have more than one thing hooked up. Well, start with, if you only have one thing hooked up to something on a computer, it's enumerated as 0. Which is dumb, I hate that. I hate how computers are programmed calling the first thing number 0. It's dumb! Number 0 means you don't have any. Anybody knows that. 0 is a placeholder for like the number 10. Or you have to have a number saying how many chickens you have, so you write down 0 if you don't have any. But in a computer, when you have one of something, it gets identified as number 0. Then the next one's number 1. There's a bus, it's called a bus. A bus on a computer is a circuit where everything's wired together so it can route communication. And the PCI bus is where all the graphics cards go. So I was trying to figure that out, hooking up my graphics cards one at a time, writing down on a piece of paper which bus number each one got. I was like, okay, 1, or 0, 1, 2, 3, okay, 6. The next one was 6. I put the next one in, and it was 0. I'm like, well, what happened to my other 0? And it was 5. And I'm like, what's going on? Well, there's a sequence, and I don't know it, and I can't figure it out. So that was screwing up troubleshooting. So I found a way to run a script. So every time I run my mining software, a script runs to figure out what order all the cards are enumerated in. Still don't know what sadud means. SATA. What is SATA? Oh, SATA? Do you mean like SATA power? Did I say SATA power where you were watching and it made you think SATA? Why you no explain? You're allowed to put more than one chat in the chat. I won't block you until you put like 10 things and you're spamming people. Master Nugget, are you still there? I want to talk about what you put on my Discord. You try to be clever with your binaries. I think you are Mr. Smarty Face. Don't fall down, you're not allowed. Broken power supply. Come on, people in chat. Say random things. Or go off of what I'm saying. Actually, go off of what I'm saying. It's more interesting. I want everybody to either talk about Alex Jensen said sadud, whatever that means, or talk about how that I say Imuna a lot. And how I've been spelling it is I-M-M-U-N-U-H. Imuna. Come loose! Quit grabbing that random cable. Alright. Old power supply. I need to put this somewhere. I gotta get all the Velcros off of it. It comes with like a bajillion twist ties, and I don't like twist ties that much. After like a billion uses, they cut into the wire. So you might say, well, don't use them a billion times. And I'm like, computers be like, work on me. Give me maintenance constantly. I need your attention. And so after a billion times, you're like, these twist ties are garbager. Then Velcros are awesome. But I'm gonna put some twist ties back on here when the stream is over. And yeah, these Velcros are going on to the new power supply. I don't see anybody in chat from Ebony. I know you're there. You guys randomly go on my channel and come back. Say, I saw one Rob's videos, it's like so hilarious, blah, blah, blah. And I went in chat and said, I'm streaming live and here's my URLs. Copy paste URLs and go to the YouTubes. And if you don't know how to copy paste a URL, then you need to learn your long press. Well, but then I have talked to people who don't know what long press is. I'm trying to help them do things at work because I'm in IT, help desk at my job. And I'm like, keep in mind that we don't support your personal device, but if you long press the item, it'll pop up with some options. They're like, what's long press mean? And I'm like, how do you answer that without sounding like a butthole, or making them sound stupid? It's where you hold your finger for a while. I'm not stupid. Then why'd you ask me what long press is? It is what it sounds like. Long press it. My phone just went beep boop. All right, old power supply is removed. Great. I'll get the new power supply. Yay. This one has red things on it. Oh! Its CPU thing is red. It's gonna make it easy for me to find it and not need it because the CPU is powered by the other power supply. But I do have an adapter that can take, you put the two CPU things together to make it an 8-pin, and it'll turn it into a GPU power. Because hacks! This one doesn't have twist ties. It has these horrible, nasty, thin rubber bands. And if you get one of these power supplies from a warehouse that has a lot of heat and it's been there for a while, they're not stretchy, and you try to pull them off and then they snap and then slap your finger like, BAD! And you're like, what did I do? Sad. I'm gonna is short for I'm going to. Yeah, well, thank you, IT guy, for explaining that. Thank you for somebody for explaining it. That's why I wasn't explaining it. I just kept saying, I'm gonna do this thing. Let's talk about I'm gonna. And someone finally said what it is. Nobody else in chat, well, nobody else is really in chat. They're just watching the stream like, la 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 la, watching the stream. Not saying things. Not engaging. I'm being Mr. Boringer face. I was gonna just do this and make it my vlog for the week. But then I was playing that stupid game Ebony obsessively all weekend, even Memorial Day. Because nobody invites me to Memorial Day. Insert sad music time and rain on window overlay my face. But it's part of the reason why I was started playing the game Ebony, because people on there will talk to me and be nice most of the time. When IRL people just be jerks. They're only nice if they want to get something from you. Like, will you fix my computer and I don't have to make a ticket? Jerks. No, you have to make a ticket. But my computer! It's literally like, wait in line. Other people made tickets. They come first. They come firsters. Just because you walked into the IT department and start bothering people and standing at their desk doesn't make it any easier for anybody. That makes it harder. Because I can get up and walk away, and then someone will come to my desk and like, where are you? You're not doing that thing I said to do. Well, so-and-so came to my desk. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. I think that rant's over. Chat. Yeah, chat is the funniest part. Come on, guys. This one time, my son, Elemental plays. Scroll up, you can see him. This says I forgore, and that's all he said. And then he left chat because he's being boring right now. But he was, this one time, not being boring. And it was amazing balls. Amaze balls. That's how you say it. And so I was like, I want to hang out and do chat with him and chat with people. And we had a fun time. He had like 500 people in his chat. And what happened was, someone said, can I tell you something? And I said, why are you asking, can I tell you something? Just tell them. And then the next person said in chat, can I tell you something more? And then I wrote in chat, can I also tell you something? And it just went on for like 2.5 hours, that joke. Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? Get involved, people. Right now, I am going to, I got these, because I need to write on the side of the power supply, it's sustain and peak power. So I'm gonna, it means I am going to, or something, display capture. I'm enough. Wait. I better not do it that way. Audio output capture. That's the music. Come on. What I have to do is go to my Amazon and grab this item and copy paste the URL back to my computer so I don't dox myself, so you guys can see what I'm looking at. There it is. I'm enough. Means I'm going to do something with you. Come along. You're going to see what we're going to do. The power supply rated output power 1800 watt with up to 93 level, blah 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 blah. Is it 2000? No. 1800. Rated power 1800 watt max. Is it 16? Maybe they have a little picture. Hey, there's the stuff and things inside of a power supply. Here. Product size. Interface detail. Max 1800. So it is 1600, 1800. Because I understand these things, but I don't memorize them. I can't see. Okay, oh, that's right, because I forgot to switch. Oh, minimize, and then turn that thing off. Max 1800, and then sustain 1600. And another word for max is peak. Like, oh, you can't see it, it's too bright, but you know what I wrote. Peak is when you have this graph of power. It looks like a little squiggly line, and it just jumps up real high and it comes back down. That the height of that peak is the max power draw. And to make it easier for myself, I went to Tech Power Up and figured out what the peak on each one was, or the maximum. And it's still too bright, but like for example, 6700 XT says 230 watts. I'm not gonna start a fire in my house. What rhymes with house? Now I have to remember, I think it goes this way. Before I put the sticker on it, I need to know which orientation it goes in here, so that the sticker is somewhere that I can see it. The sticker, I mean the tape. That Maybelline, she's wearing makeup, or maybe she's just beautiful. Stop saying maybe it's your makeup product. Yeah, it's that way. I hate the Maybelline commercial. Where they're like, maybe it's something, maybe it's Maybelline. Well, maybe she's just a pretty woman, and makeup just enhances that. Did you ever think about saying that? Because that would be more better. People more buy your makeup that way. There we go. So what happened was, I well exceeded the max watts of the other power supply, and I blew something out. And it smelled like freaking ozone in here. And I was like, sniff, sniff, and it smells it. Go in there, PSU. It's your new home. Oh. It's not like you have a crazy stepmom you have to deal with when you get there. It's just me. I'm your new dad. I guess. I need elemental plays in chat. He's on Instagrams. Well, he sent me a video making fun of Elon Musk. Whatever. Come back to chat. Dude. I need to remember to actually get sleep the night before I stream so I can start my stream sooner. Just as an experiment, at least. At first, to see if I get more people watching the stream. And if that doesn't work, I might try Wednesdays or another day. Screw it in your head blocks the camera because there's no good camera angle. I need my Viltrox light. The one I need to glue back together. Are you watching right now, IT guy, or are you just listening while you're doing your work and slaving? Just in case you're watching, or just whoever, check this out. This is my Viltrox light, and my most favoriteest light until I got a new one, which is RGB's. Rugaba! But when I was working on my car, it fell on the ground, and all the little magnets that sit in the corners fell out. And they disappeared into the ether. They're gone forever in space-time. And a friend of mine, who's a photographer, is like, oh, that's fine. I'm like, yeah, well, I want to glue it back together. And he's like, no, because what happens is that if you point this at the subject, these spots of light will reflect off of them into the camera and look weird. I was like, but I want it like that. And he says, like, when I went to college, blah, 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 stuffing things in Velcro, maybe. Because you need to have it like that when you're using a reflector. And I'm like, I don't use a reflector, at least not yet. He makes a valid point, but still. And my new RGB light, the diffuser does not come off. I do have another light that the diffuser comes off, and it lasts for 2 hours, and it takes the same battery as a DSLR camera. Because I want to talk more about my streaming plans for the future, but gotta get more people in the chat. So if you're watching this video in the future as I take cuts out of it and stuff to use for a video for my vlog maybe, I'm thinking of doing whatever I'm doing, which is always geeky and whatevers. And I have some projects that I've been putting off that require me to do some coding. So go down into the comments of this video or in the whatever and tell me if that's interesting. If you just want to watch me code and debug things, it may sound boring, but imagine me writing code and then testing it and doing interesting things with cryptocurrency or other websites. I'm the kind of person that tinks around and writes code for things on my computer, and then I actually use them. I daily drive stuff I write myself. Maybe IT guy got a new job, because he didn't work evenings before. Either that or his schedule changed. Either one's fine. It's whatever. Oh, I'm trapping my keyboard wire in the Velcro and I don't want that. One thing to know about a regular PC build is you plan the wire management in your head and you do it at the end. But if you're doing something crazy like this, you have to do the wire management as you go. Otherwise, all these billions of wires will get in your way and make you go mad and go, ah! Great, how much battery does my phone have? It's like a third. I'm just grabbing another phone in case it dies. I'm now realizing how hard this will be to edit. But oh well. Alright, that's the 24 pin for the motherboard. That's in. All right, 5700 gets a 6-pin power. Yeah, go unders and through. Yeah, 5700. Go ahead and put this card back in. Oh wait, that's the wrong ones. But this one is going to share its thing with the one above. So that keep that for now. Get another one of these. I hate how they wrap around and you have to untangle everything and stuff and pull cords through cords so you get enough slack on these massive multi-cable nightmare power supplies. This is the 5700. Gotta take that out. Turn your 8-pin into 6-pin. Get your GPU and puts it in. Alright, I'm gonna check who's in chat. Maybe YouTube locked up. Does that sometimes. Nope. It's mysterious. At DOGTO. Someone went in chat and says, "Do you have YouTube channel, Robert?" Asking in the game chat where I said, "Come, I am live on YouTube." Yes, I have a YouTube channel. Why do you think I told you I'm live on YouTube? I want you to come say hi in the chat. There's at least one person that plays that game with me who said a couple times, "But I don't have an account on YouTube." You have an account in Ebony the game. How hard is it to make an account? There's all these benefits for making an account on YouTube. Like going on my video and making jokes. Ooh, I think I gave it the wrong. Dang it. Dang it! There's two power things that come off of each cord, two connectors. And I gave it the end one instead of the middle one. And by the middle one, I mean it's like the middle of the cable here. And that will make it awkward to make adjustments later when there's all these cards in there. So I like to do this. I'd rather do it now than later. If I do it later, it'll be a pain in the butt. What's the weather outside? 88. Yeah. I was just thinking, what if I changed the fan that I have in the window from exhaust to intake? And no, that would just bring hot air in here. That one's in there. I have the next power thing started. This is the one that shares with the 6700 XT above it. So I'm going to change this 6 pin to the side. Like that. And get the 1080. So if anybody's joining chat and you see that community standards message, that just means don't cuss, don't spam like by putting a billion comments in a row. And for the most part, I'm the moderator and I decide if you're being okay or not, if I have to step in. I also moderate my son's YouTube channel sometimes. He's Elemental Plays. If you scroll up the chat, you'll see him. And we'll let people say stuff for a while, and then we'll just go in. If they say like 20 things in a row, just erase them all. Give the person a little bit of a message like, don't do that. That's annoying. So don't be afraid to say hi, say jokes. Really helps me out, helps the algorithm out, tells YouTube to send more people to my video. If you don't say things, then YouTube thinks I suck. So, anybody watching this channel, also make sure you click like on the video and subscribe to the channel for shenanigans. I do shenanigans all the time. I'm gonna scooch this one over. Give the 5700 more room to breathe because of reasons. It's one of the cards that could perform better if I were to take it out and change the thermal pads. I have done that. I've taken GPUs apart. Great Gamer 876 says hello. It says hi. Hello. Did you come from Ebony? And if you're not too shy, tell me what your name in Ebony is. But on previous videos or streams, I have taken graphics cards apart, and I have a high success rate of improving the graphics cards, but last couple I broke somehow. I don't know how. But that's funny to watch me do that. Great gamer. Crack. Thank you for saying hi, Great Gamer 876. That's the least the least that someone could do is come in my stream and say hello. This doesn't look like it's gonna reach. How did I do it before? Like this? Oh. I'm just gonna lay that down. This port was sharing with the 6-pin thing up here. The next one is the 3080. And where's its riser? Did it fall down? I don't know why I'm singing like a clown. 1, 2, 3. There's 4. I swear there was one more on the bottom. It goes right here. Where are you, thingy? What's it? Stand back. Standing back. Okay, now where's that light? My Viltrox light that fell apart. That I need to super glue back together. I'm an old subscriber. I like your energy. Oh, cool. So you're a returning subscriber. That's even more awesomers. Yeah, I'll tell you why that's awesome. Because most YouTube videos, and it's the numbers are a little bit different for each YouTuber, but most of their viewers are not subscribers. It's very weird. So YouTubers think that subscribers are not getting new videos presented to them, because YouTube is using the subscriber button as one of the metrics for their algorithm to promote the videos to new people. So I think it's fantastic when subscribers come back. If I scroll up in chat, IT Guy's a subscriber, Master Nuggets a subscriber, Elemental Plays, Brian Davis. And the reason why they all joined, because I went on Discord and told them that I was on, and a couple of them, I sent them text messages on their phone. Okay. I'm still missing a 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have still a missing riser that goes to the bottom part, and I didn't unplug any of them from the motherboard. So My brainer's like, what's going on? Where are you? I miss you. You're gone. Okay. Don't go sad places right now. Just take a quick glance at all these riser cables coming out. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I found it. Following the riser cables coming out. I found it all hangly dangly. Okay. And it's kind of trapped in wire, so I have to do some magic and get it out. Got it. Found your channel when I was looking about Bitcoin. Oh, that's cool. That means if you're looking about Bitcoin and you found my channel, it means I did good with my keywords. If you start a YouTube channel, don't ignore the keywords. You'll get some of your viewers from random whatever, but the keywords help the algorithm based off of what that person is looking for or stuff that they watch. Like if you ever see somebody talking in their end screen, like click here to see whatever video YouTube thinks is best for you. That's partially keyword based. And then if you're searching for Bitcoin, and I'm streaming Bitcoin stuff, the keywords I put will also be part of that. So I wrote down, since you weren't here part of the thing earlier, this crypto mining machine, I burned out the power supply, but by running too many GPUs off of power supply number 2. And it went. And I wrote down here how each one is powered. You can kind of see it's real bright because of the lighting I have. But there's 3 different ways to power a riser. One is with a SATA adapter, which looks like that. Right here. Another way is just putting 6-pin power directly in here. And another way is with Molex Legacy 4-pin. And depending on how much power draw your GPU has, because it draws power not only from up here, but from down here, you have to be careful that you don't use the wrong cable, because the wrong cable will provide resistance and maybe start a fire. So 3080 is the next one. Non-LHR. Another reason that I think the whole LHR cards with NVIDIA is a scam. You weren't here earlier, so I'll say it again. The first reason is because December of 2017 and December of 2018, NVIDIA was caught selling pallets of GPUs directly to Chinese mining operations. And they're like, so? We're just trying to make profits. And then they came out with the LHR cards, which are limited hash rate, saying, we respect the gamer. Nah. Stop selling directly to mining operations. That's how you respect the gamer. And if you let a couple GPU miners have like maybe 2 or 3 or a dozen cards, it's not like you're giving 36 of them to one person anymore. Spread the wealth out, you know? But another thing that makes me think it's all a scam is that the 3090 and the 3090 Ti don't have an LHR equivalent. They never put the limiter on those GPUs. First video I watched on your channel was crypto mining scene in 2021. Can I mine with a GTX 960? Yeah, that video was hilarious. More hilarious than I thought it was going to be, and I got a lot more views than I thought I was going to do. My favorite scene from that is when I said, I want NVIDIA now, or GeForce now. Oh, I want GeForce now, because the GeForce Experience back when the 960 was out was called GeForce Now. My second favorite is me doing my workout while I'm waiting for like drivers to install. And I'm trying do the one pose, and you have to like move your private parts to do that pose, and I almost fell. That was not scripted and priceless. All right, now that I'm still working on the bottom half, this one, I want to put this into the riser. I don't have to put this into, because this was using, I'm going to leave this down here, because it was sharing something. But I'm looking at this, it doesn't make sense. 6-pin shared top to the Vega 56, but then I wrote SATA power. I'm just going to leave this down here and for now and count how many more of these I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can use that for one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thing is, I'll run out if I don't think ahead. I'll run out of these cords. Maybe I'll just start putting them in where I think these all go and then fix it. My search was, can I mine Bitcoin on GTX 950? Maybe with NiceHash, because NiceHash actually mines whatever coin that card will do and then converts it into Bitcoin when they pay you out. But people accuse NiceHash of being a scam, and they're not. But the reason why they get accused of being a scam is because they take a cut. Wish I had time to clean all those out individually. By a cut means they take some of that currency you mine and keep it for themselves. When I ran NiceHash back on my 960, I ran it for like a week, then did math to see how much it was going to pay me. And this was like 2017, late 2017, when mining was really popular and the value of Ethereum and Bitcoin were really going up at the time. And I was going to make like $20 a year. It's like, screw this. And that's when I started watching YouTube videos about it and found out what I described earlier, how they take a cut. So when I actually started mining Ethereum, I tried a couple different mining apps and ended up, well, apps or whatever you want to call them. Picture with the 1080. I ended up with Phoenix Claymore Miner because the other ones that I tried didn't give me data like Claymore Miner does. And Claymore Miner also has remote monitoring. So my laptop can run scripts to reboot them, the rigs. That one uses 6-pin. And this one uses Molex side. And I was somehow trying to save the 6-pin by sharing it. But I don't need to because I'm going to try sharing these two. Maybe? 1, 2. And that's it. I've ran out. I gotta figure this out. I'm running out of power things. 6-pin. The 1080 uses SATA. Alright, I'm gonna tear this apart and put it back together over and over again because there aren't enough cables on the power supply. They need to make a mining power supply that doesn't have a billion legacy and SATA on it. These are useless. All you need is one of these, maybe 2 of these, because some motherboards have weird Molex on them like this. Put 2 of them onto the motherboard itself. So maybe 2 of these, right? I got 4 cords that have that much on them. Now, again, it's only got a single 12 volt and a 5 volt. So you could replace 2 of these with a single one of these. That's what I'm thinking. So you have more 12 volt. And the thing that makes this a bad idea to power a GPU riser is not the cord or the voltage coming through, it's the connector has very teeny tiny pins and it puts resistance. So if you're one of those GPUs that has higher power draw, it could melt the connector. All right, my thingy wasn't filming the scene. Battery's about to die. I'm doing an experiment. See if I can do like outtakes or whatever. Stream highlights. All right, live stream highlights clip number 3. Testing, testing. ABC 1, 2, 3. Check, check. Actually, delete this file. Dang it, I remember, in order for you to know when it starts making a new file, which is an annoying freaking thing, I can go on a rant about that as well. I have to take the volume and turn it all the way up. And then go down to settings. Find do not disturb. Where are you? Do not disturb. Sync, Bluetooth. Turn do not disturb off, so that when it starts a new recording, it goes boop, and then I do another clap. I'm about to go on a rant about that. Stream highlights thing, part 3. Testing, testing. ABC 1, 2, 3. Check, check. The thing is that in Android, probably on iPhone too. You're sad now? You're not reading my comments. I'm sad now. I have to catch up with your comments first. Because I was off screen doing something. How your days are going? Do you go to work? You can use SATA to 6-pin or 8-pin. You are not reading. Okay. I'm going to show you something. Because that is a good question or a statement. Yeah, I'm going to use SATA to 6-pin on the GPUs which can handle that, if that answers your question. However, for a GPU that draws a lot of power, 3080 or 5700 XT for example, you don't want to do that because you're putting a bottleneck right here And if you power up the card, within 20 minutes, if you touch the cords, they'll be hot because of the resistance creates heat, which is how a light bulb works. If you ever touch a light bulb, that's why it's hot. Sorry, I didn't see your comments. Now my rant. iPhones and Android probably both do this. iPhone's more like you're not allowed to do anything. But what it does is that you have third-party apps that have a camera function. For example, I use Open Camera because it's easier to do certain things, like focus lock, exposure lock. Like, did I set exposure lock? There we go. Wish I could show you what exposure lock looks like. Maybe I can do this. See how the exposure changes? And then it comes back? Well, if I set focus, now it wants focus. Well, if you set exposure lock and everything, it makes your video look a lot better because it doesn't change in the middle of you acting out the scene. So, video capture device, this one. And then properties, configure video, camera control, focus. That's the wrong way. Go the other way. That's why I yell focus on my videos, because cameras be like, oh, my focus is fine. Yeah, I go to work still, because my job still had a lot of demand for people. I'm in IT. And not only that, not just IT, but the whole organization keeps losing people quitting. But the frustrating thing about filming, and so I need that app, right, to get my focus lock or exposure lock so it doesn't change in the middle of filming. And the operating system, say Android, doesn't expose all of the settings of the phone to that app. Or it gives it wrong settings. And one of the settings is, oh, you're recording to a memory type that is FAT32, then you're not allowed to do certain things. With FAT32, for example, you cannot have files that are larger than 4 gigabytes. So you're filming, and the app just automatically stops recording when the file gets to that big and starts recording a new file. And that makes it a pain in the butt to sync up when you're doing editing. SATA adapter. But the thing is, Android and iPhone, both of them, they haven't used FAT32 in years. Why are they forcing third-party apps to treat their file system as if it was FAT32? Because if you have a FAT32 formatted SD card, just an example, and you put it in an Android phone, it'll tell you, you can't do that. I need to format this thing before you can use it for stuff. And you're like, fine. Are you sure you want to erase everything? And so you told me I have to do it, just do it, and shut up. And it does it. And then you start to record stuff, you're like, why are you making 4 gig files? You made me format it to exFAT or whatever. It's because it's trolling you, that's why. All right. SATA power. What's it? Go to your new home. Oh. Or anything else SATA power down here while I'm belching and stuff? That was slightly melted. No, not melted. It was greasy. That's weird. All right. SATA. Nope. Nothing else is SATA down there. So I get a couple of these Velcros. Pile of Velcro. It's in my life. Well, my field in IT, great gamer, it is help desk. I have less roles than I used to because everything was just up in the air for a long time and nobody knew how to do anything. So they just kept asking me to fix everything until they realized that my fingers were in everything. I didn't really mind. I just got tired and exhausted and they made me do everything. And I had to basically say, I can't be everything to everybody all of the time. And then we have this other organization, without doxing myself, that has authority over us, like another office. They have a bunch of offices. And they took over a bunch of our stuff. They're still taking over our servers. They're not having me help because I don't have a degree or anything. I'm just one of those people that I would get tired and fall asleep going to college. Whereas if you just told me in 1 hour, 6 months worth of information about computers, I would just have it in my brain. So I've done programming, which I may be doing some programming in future streams. Tell me in the comments if that isn't interesting to you. So I have some projects I need to do that I've been putting off. For example, I have a app that connects to the Bittrex API to monitor my Ethereum balance and trade it when it gets to certain values that I've set in it. And the Bittrex the API is out of date and I need to update it. So that would be an interesting watch. But what was I saying? I've done programming at my job, server stuff. Like I was our Windows image administrator, security updates administrator for 7.5 years, as well as doing help desk and supporting, I'll just have to say proprietary applications, which means applications no one else in the world uses, which is a huge thing on a resume because it means you're flexible and you can learn unique things without needing college, which is crazy. That should have been something that they used to keep using me when they went to the other stuff. Thanks. Great Gamer 870. Well, even being awesome, for my brain to work this way, I don't have enough programming, or we'll just say traces, like on a motherboard has traces. My brain isn't wired the way other people's are. So I have difficulty with communication a lot. The problem is, since my brain is wired this way, people that expect you to have a degree also expect your knowledge to be classified into one certain area, like programming or networking or telephony or whatever. Yet I see the world differently. Like, you need all of these things together for things to work. You can't just put me in one spot and ask me to fix it. Like, for example, if you know what Active Directory is, then this story will resonate. And if not, I'll just say Active Directory is a server. Well, it's a job. Why does this have SATA on it? I thought I was using 6-pin. I just not unplugged it. 5700 XT uses more power than that. So I was saying, my brain. We had this room that they wanted to build and have customers come in and use our computers to see our products and do stuff. And yet they also wanted to randomly have their executives come in there and have meetings while being on the computer. But they didn't want to decide which one it was going to be, and they wanted me to set the Active Directory policies for those computers, which are all the security settings, and I had to figure out a way to do both because they wouldn't decide. And I'm like, I've been here working here long enough, I know they're never going to decide. So I came up with group policy settings that changed depending on who logged into the computer. And they were like, what are you doing? We're never going to have executives in here. And I'm like, there's executives in there right now. And they're like, no, there's not. And they walked in there and they came back and says, Well, we're never going to have customers in there. We had customers in there today. Then how did you do this? I just looked at Microsoft's documentation. You can relate to me? Yeah. I think that's the way IT is, and I hope it changes in future years. That they have more respect for IT and they are included in those conversations when they're deciding things, and they actually listen and kind of understand, because when they would take me to the meetings, they didn't understand what I was talking about. Even though I was speaking calmly and plainly, and I was not being overly technical. I was saying, if you want this, this is how you gotta do it. And you're like, what? And then they pulled me aside and said, no, you better not, we're not gonna have IT in these meetings anymore. It's not you, it's just that we need to learn to talk to people about the way they do their job, not the technology and how the technology works. It's like, no. You have to understand both. And again, that's like me going back to me saying why you have to have both to actually do things, because my organization has not moved forward that much in all these years. If they understood both sides, they would have. And they also would not have had the parent company take over our servers and stuff. 6-pin. So this one uses 6-pin power. So if I give that 6-pin, and then what does this one get? This one gets Molex on the side. This gets 6-pin. Good. Molex on the side, where are you? One of the things you're going to use Molex on a lot, and I recommend using the second power supply for this, not the first one, is the fans. Why? There's a couple of reasons you want to use the second power supply. A big one is that when you're troubleshooting, you want quickly to be able to glance at things. For example, that's why I have a LED light right here, is so that you can see hard drive access and you know the machine's booting up without having to have the monitor on. So that's just one idea. But if you have your fans hooked up to a Molex power thing off the second power supply, and you turn on the rig when the fans are not spinning, you're like, I forgot to turn on power supply 2. So you turn off power supply 1, turn on power supply 2, turn back on power supply 1. And another thing is that way you can also load balance, because power supply 1 is the one you want to power the motherboard with, and that could get up to 250 watts. So you don't want to draw any more from power supply 1 than you have to. My birthday is this month. I'll become 18 years old. I will become this many. 18's a good year, man. If I could go back to time to when I was 18, I definitely would. But actually, I've had a rough life growing up. And people said, if you can go back to time to any part in your life, when would it be? And I say like 2-part answer. First part is, if you ask me if you could take me back in time to any part in my life and you chose when, I'd be like, let's go. I don't care when. I'm gonna go back and do it all over again. I don't care when. But then if there's one spot, I think it was when I was 16 or 17 when I had to move. And there's this girl that I wanted to start dating her. And I was too, I should have stood up to my mom. It's like, no, I've been living here long enough and I want to date this girl. I'm staying here. Because there's not just that girl, but I had some good family ties going on in that area. 6-pin, share with. This is using 6-pin. This is using Molex side. But the more I think about that, the more that I'm happy that once I first had that thought, I have not lived my life in regret since, just by making better decisions. My age right now, I'm 40. How old do I look? So I'm looking at the webcam. How old do I look to you? I do stuff with my diet and stuff to help me not age so quickly. Hacks. This cable, SATA cable, or not SATA, USB needs to go on top. 6-pin, and then this one over here on the end. This is 6-pin. SATA. So this SATA one, I actually remember. It's the one that shares the Molex with the fans. $28 to $35. Cool. I think what I need to do is lose some more weight and go hardcore into the hanging skin loss hacks that I figured out. And that's going to make my skin look all fresh everywhere. And also do my face. What that is you have to exfoliate twice a week. So a little bit of background. I lost like 100 pounds in 2017 on keto diet. Well, not all keto diet. I was doing regular diet for like 10 months by just eating less and working out more. And I lost 20 pounds? Yeah, something like that. Somewhere between 20 and 40. Can't remember. But then a friend lost weight, asked him how. He said keto. I started doing keto and I lost the rest of the weight in like 6 months. But I had all the hanging skin and there was no one YouTube video that explained how to get rid of it, which I'll probably do a video on it. So I combined the information from multiple videos. The first piece of information is when you're fasting, you do not burn muscle or bone, because that's just stupid. The body is smarter than that. You burn skin. The skin is actually used as a fuel once your fat is gone. So that's going to make your skin shrink. But how do you make your skin shrink without looking like a wrinkled up old ugly man thing? I don't know. And different videos, like I said, that I had to combine their ideas together. And the first thing is exfoliate 4 times a week with any exfoliating. So it could be a salt scrub, but if you're not in that hooty patootie or snooty patootie fruity loopy crap, all you got to do is get a body wash that's got, what's that black body wash? I can't remember right now. And you don't have to get a crazy scrubber. You just get a Scotch-Brite and scrub your arms. Like this. Towards the heart, so like arms up, legs up towards the heart, all your body parts towards the heart. Do that 4 times a week. And immediately after taking your shower, alternating, you want to get like a rag, or you can use makeup pads, which I have plenty of because I put makeup on when I'm playing characters on my YouTube channel, and put witch hazel on that and dab it all over your entire body. And that puts the nutrients and the minerals from that plant into your skin. And then the other 2 nights that you exfoliate, you use multivitamin lotion and just put it over your entire body. And that doesn't make your skin shrink. Your skin's going to shrink from the fasting. What that does is it makes so that the skin stretch marks are still going to be there, but they're going to be the same color as the rest of your skin, and you have to look close to see them. And it also makes you look like you're 28 to 35 when you're actually 40. Hacks. I always look at my present, and if I feel happy, I like to be my past is good else. Yeah, Well, what I mean about regret is that I don't want to make any decisions anymore that I might regret in the future. Because my old girlfriend, back, that was 95, by the way. Focus! She contacted me in like 2008. She was like, oh, I'm sad I missed you. I married a guy that's not as good as you, blah, blah, blah. And I had to remember all that stuff and had sad times and regret. And it was at that moment I also regretted marrying the person I was with. And I knew it was going to end badly, and I just had a kid. Elemental Plays, if you scroll up in chat, he's Elemental Plays. He's an awesome dude. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to regret life anymore. And got out of that relationship. This 6-pin, this is using 6-pin. So I got out of that relationship. And then met somebody at work. And I was her friend for a couple months to make sure we were compatible. And then I lived with her for a while, like almost 6 years, like 5.5 at least. And I was talking to a friend about giving them relationship advice about maybe breaking up with the person they're with. And I did end up breaking up with this person because they were cheating on me. But I didn't know they were cheating on me. They're just being weird. I said, do you regret spending all that time with her? I'm like, nope. It's like, well, do you regret breaking up with her because she did try to talk to you in 2017? I was like, nope. So both times, I don't regret it. I don't regret that 5.5. Well, I knew her for 6 years total. I don't regret it. That's what I mean about don't live life with regrets, man. Was that Cheech or Chong when he was on that 70s show? No, not. That was when he was on Bubble Boy, the movie Bubble Boy. He's like, don't live life with regrets, man. Do I have a LinkedIn profile? No. I don't like LinkedIn. It's hackable. It exposes some of your information to people. It is also a complete waste of time. As in, when I tried to use it years ago, it was like, hey, Robert, you worked with us before. Yes, I did. Can you help me find some connections so I can get jobs? And you're like, we don't do that. We just connect with people. As crazy as that. Every job that I've had since I first got into IT in 2006, I got off of Craigslist. And I'm not making that up. I think, because especially me, like I explained earlier, is this the 1080 Ti? Molex side, yep. As I explained earlier, I'm not the kind of person that's going to be able to get a degree because I would fall asleep in class out of boredom. I learn too quickly and teachers go too slowly. So what was your question? LinkedIn. So how do I prove myself? The only way to prove myself is to do the work. To prove that I'm better than 90% of people. I'm like, when I was in school taking tests, I was always like 92nd or above percentile in things. Like mental capacity and focus and stuff. So how do I prove that? Is do the work. How do I do the work if they're not going to hire you? That's the obstacle. And how the trick is, get a job that's temporary where they don't require that. You prove you can do the work, and then they get you another one, and then another one, and then another one, until you got this resume of being amazing. And they're like, well, we've got this other one at this other place, which is a little more long-term, blah, blah, blah. I'm checking my cables to see if I have a CPU 8-pin to GPU dual 8-pin adapter. It's possible that this power supply that I got has less cables on it. Taking my phone in the other room to look in there. Ooh, it's hot in here where my other mining rig is. Justin! Burning up! Where are you, box of mining rig cables? There you are. You gotta check this out, dude. Plugging my phone into a charger first. This end takes a CPU 8 pin and gives you the 6 plus 2 8 pins for GPU on the other end. So I got that just in case this power supply has less connectors on it. Because here's a CPU 8 pin. Since it's power supply number 2, I don't need it and it's going to be wasted. And you can put it in like that. Magic! I might try LinkedIn again in the future. Another thing about LinkedIn is like, why can't you settle down and stay at the job where you're at? You know? Do you have problems? I don't know. I think that's just my opinion. My opinion is that you should be able to stay at a job and not leave. But then that's like 60s, 70s, and 80s mentality, you know? The current mentality is you jump around from job to job. So you're always focusing on your upward mobility, I guess. I am not going to have, wait, got 1, 2. It doesn't look like I'm having enough power things. Dang it. So I have to rethink this. The 1080, 5700 XT. I have to rethink this. I'm running out of cables. You relate to me about the degree, yeah. Another thing about the degree is that it's partially a scam. They make you take 60 classes when you only need 10. Give me the meat and potatoes. ITT Tech and DeVry were examples of schools that gave you only the meat and potatoes. But then part of the scam was nobody respected those degrees. So in my case, I've been at my current employer about 10.5 years, doing all the stuff that I described earlier, which nobody can beat, nobody can match on their resume. Stupid having to take it apart and put it all back together again multiple times to figure out where all the wires are going, even though I wrote it down. I should have been more detailed with my writing downs. Can you guess where you live? California. That's my first guess. Off the top of my head. Second guess, Venezuela. I don't know why. That's Molex. 1080 Ti pulls 250 watts. 230 for the 6700 XT. 225. So I can give another one Molex. I'm seeing if it will reach. This cord only has one Molex on it. So let's grab another one. I've already got my fans plugged in to a Molex. I hate how people call it Molex actually, because it gives Molex a bad name, a bad rap. Molex is the name of the company that makes the most popular connector that prefab computers made for a long time, or prefab computers used for a long time. This is Molex. But I can use 5700 XT. 225 watts, yeah. Okay. The best word to call it is legacy or 4-pin or something like that. I live in Pakistan. Well, I think Venezuela was a much better guess than California. I had this friend / boss that lived in Palestine before he came to America. And he said that people both in Pakistan and Palestine had irrational anger at each other for no reason. I'm like, okay. And it's similar, you may not have heard of this, that Venezuela and another country, I don't know, can't remember, are the same, similar. It's for no reason being mad at your neighbor, that it's been your neighbor for thousands of years, or whatever, hundreds, probably hundreds. And he went by the name of George. And he went on the keto diet, and he showed me his driver's license to prove it. He says, look, I used to be fat. And I'm like, what kind of name is Ahmed? And I said it wrong on purpose. And he punched me and then I said, why don't you go by something simple like George? And he got mad and punched me in the arm. And the other joke I would make at him sometime is like, why are you doing that? Are you from Pakistan? And he would get mad. That's how I pick on people that live in countries that feel that way about their neighboring countries. I accuse them of being from the neighboring country. And it's an old thing. It's been around thousands of years, that attitude. I don't remember what countries, but 2 countries, but one of them was India. And one country thought cows were sacred, and I think that's India. And their neighboring country thought pigs were sacred. So they're always like accusing the other side of doing something with the animal that was sacred. It's like, just shut up and leave them alone. In current culture, we're much better about respecting other cultures' beliefs. But then we take it a little too far with the cancel culture. I wouldn't mind taking like a 1 or 2 year journey around the world and YouTubing the whole thing, the whole experience. That'd be fun. Pakistan, Venezuela, France, Italy, England, China, Japan. Of course, it would be expensive, wouldn't it? All right, this card is 1080 Ti. No, you get it wrong. I get it wrong? Which part did I get wrong? Something on my rig or something about the world? Yeah, I'm asking you, Great Gamer 876, what did I get wrong? You can keep chatting. I'm not gonna moderate you because you're not saying any offensive or annoying things. I'm pretty lenient. I don't put the ban hammer down until someone's doing something really offensive or disruptive. India have many religions. Two are Hinduism and Islam. Oh yeah, okay. And maybe then both cultures I was talking about were India neighbors. They could be very well what I'm talking about. I saw a Doctor Who episode that showed that point in history where those cultures split up, where some people were getting married. One was Muslim and the other one was Hindu. And they were trying to get married. And the family didn't like it. Well, some of the family did, some of them didn't. Oh no! I dropped the screw behind the furniture. It got tossed. Like toss. So maybe even that moment in the history that happened on the Doctor Who episode, maybe that's when they were accusing each other of doing the thing with their animals. Maybe that was the time period. I'm just trying to remember a story from way back when in history class. Of course, that might even before I had to take history class. It might be back when everything was in one class. Some countries call it primary school. Here we call it elementary. Or at least we used to back in my day. Back in my day, we called the young kids' school elementary. Blech. Alright, I got the screw out of the void. And Muslims eat cows. So there's probably the Muslims accusing the Hindus. I think it was the Hindus that were accusing the Muslims of using the fat of pigs to grease their bullets. And Muslims accusing, Muslims eat cows. No. Muslims accusing Hindus of doing something with the cows. Hindus accusing Muslims of greasing their bullets with pig fat. By the way, Indian neighbor country is Pakistan. So was it Pakistan and India that split? I'm not that good with history, but I like the differences in culture. I'm just not good at remembering specific details. I just like how different people are. You know, we live our lives doing the same thing all the time, and we stick to our rituals, and yet only a few thousand miles away, there are people that are completely ignorant of your rituals and have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, yeah, Pakistan and India split. You gotta find that Doctor Who video. It's one of the newer ones, one of the last couple seasons with Jodie Whittaker, the woman that plays the Doctor, where she goes back in time so that the person traveling with her can see what life was like. Well, she wanted to know where this watch came from that her grandma gave her. And she ends up running into her grandma back when she first got married. And I think she was Muslim marrying a Pakistani. That episode gave me the heart shapes. It was so sweet. I think for sure this power supply's got less cables because I am going to have to use the CPU power to pull this off. So I got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This one's going to have to be moved to another rig anyway because I tried to run too many cards. This sucks, but if I want to upgrade this rig to more GPUs at any point, I am going to have to get a different power supply. Because it's not enough cords, things. Yeah. So I am actually blessed to have a Pakistani in chat tonight. That way I can have a discussion about culture. And history. And maybe I'll remember the countries that split were Pakistani and India. Pakistan and India. Do they have of course they have mining rigs over in Pakistan. I was about to ask a question like, do you have those over there? Of course you do. They have them in the whole world. Not exclusive to China and America. Genius. Okay. How you make this one reach? One, two. If this one also has cords end up being too short, I'm gonna be kind of ticked. Yeah, I'm ticked. The other one, some of the cords were longer. I'll take this cord out, scooch all the other ones over, and then hope. I haven't heard that phone go boop. Better make sure it's still recording. Its battery is less than half. Just in case. My hands are so dirty from the dustiness. That's a consequence of working with technology. I'm just going to disconnect this from the board. Come out, Molex, you're not in this scene. Usually when I buy a power supply, I check how many connectors it has, and this time I was looking for more voltage headroom. Hopefully that will help me in the future. But right now it's ticking me off. I wonder if the IT guy is still listening to this. He's at work and kind of like using this as a streaming, what do you call it? Podcast sort of thing. He's just listening. What I think is frustrating about YouTube is that you can't lock your phone and turn the screen off and keep listening to a YouTube video, at least in my experience. Maybe it does on streams. I haven't tried it on the stream. I don't know on regular videos it doesn't. They don't realize it. Some videos, you don't need the visual content. Tech Quickie from Linus Tech Tips. I don't need the visual content usually for those. So what I'll do is I'll listen to it. I'll have the highlights stick in my brain. And then when I watch the level 1 tech news on the weekend while I do my network, which is longer format videos, then I'll know what to listen for. And I like to walk a lot. So it'd be nice if I could listen to my tech quickies when walking from my desk at work to someone else's desk to fix something. That would be amazing. I keep the phone in my pocket so people don't know I'm watching YouTube. Well, listening to YouTube anyway. All right, what are you talking about, gamer butt guy? Great Omer. Oh, I thought your name was Great Gamer. So I was trying to read it from far away. Pack, and then okay. And they got angry because the Pakistani open from mouth. Oh, the cryptocurrency is banned in Pakistan. So at least you get to watch something interesting. That sucks that they're banned. They probably just banned it because some cryptocurrencies are scams and they don't have the resources to investigate each one. I'm hoping that's why they did it. But then again, lots of governments and authorities do knee-jerk reactions to things. So that's not going to reach. Let's see if it reaches through here. Sweet. That one's powered. I've done this before. As long as the cord doesn't interfere with any of the fans on any of the cards. So this one, I'm also going to go through here, but then I'm also going to have to use the CPU to GPU power adapter. What's it? You're going to see me plug it in. These were a great investment off Amazon. So normally this plugs into your motherboard to give power to the CPU itself, and lower powered CPUs only need 4, like maybe a media center PC, and so they have it slide apart in case it's one that takes more power. And then if like the modern CPUs that need or have the ability to overclock, you'll see an 8-pin next to a 4-pin, so it'd be one of these plus another one, but only half of it. And some of the elite CPUs that are really expensive will take 2 8-pins. And that is too long. See that? So thinking about cable management and having all this slack cord, I'm actually going to take this back out of the through routing I did. Go around like so. This is an 8 and a 6. All right, now is the experimental time to turn it on. Ugh. This whole time I've had the rig out here and I didn't need it out here. Ever since I got the power supply bolted into the chassis, I could have slid this back. Makes me wonder how many hours ago that was. Makes me wonder how many hours ago that was, I said, but I was quiet. And my reset button is in an awkward place. I'm going to move that. I know you can't see it, I'm sorry, but it has to be where I can see it and touch it really easily. from the front, I mean, not from above. Like you're like wondering, what are you talking about? I can't see it. How are you supposed to see it? You make no sense, sir. Explain your actions. I think it's so cool that somebody from Pakistan was checking this years ago to see if they could, well, not years ago, recently, whenever my video came out, to see if they could mine with a 950 and subscribe to my channel. When he saw my goofiness. All right, I gotta plug the power supply power back in, actual from the wall. Wow, it's not plugged into the wall, it's routed with thick cables all the way to my breaker box in the basement. Power supply 2, on. Power supply 1, well, double check that it's a little, nope, that's on. It was on before. It was on in the box. It was on in the box. All right, we've got lights. That's an indicator. The fans are spinning. It's another indicator. LED right there is blinking. You probably can't see it. I'll point. No, can't see it because the light that I'm lighting the scene with is too bright. Bullet story. Oh, the bullet story was a history lesson in elementary school when they were talking about the split of Pakistan and India. And that was the part that didn't resonate with me, but stuck in my brain like, that's weird. Why would you accuse somebody of doing something that their culture doesn't like to do? Why not just let somebody have their culture and leave them alone? At the very least. Even if you're at war with them. Or you could study their culture to better understand the enemy or whatever. Now, as you see why, I'm going to show you why it's so important to do your wire management as you go when you're doing a mining rig. Look how organized it is. There's all the wires coming out of the mining rig down there, and some of them are tied to here. Some of them go through and come up. And we'll take a look at the front, which I'll need a light for. It kind of looks messy, but it's mostly organized, and there's Velcro on some things in here. And if I were to take all these blue cords out when I'm troubleshooting and have to uninstall and reinstall the drivers for all the cards, I will redo all of the riser power things, wire management better. But if we look back at the top, oh, there's the top. Turn this light off. I've got the cords coming up, going straight into their things, right, and they come straight over. And if you look at the other side, you see I basically do the same thing over there. This is an extension. So this is an extension. That's all that is. But this power supply, all of its cables are black. And I'm using a Corsair 1200 watt power supply over here. My only regret is that it doesn't have a bunch of cables for GPUs. Well, that's not an extension. That's another one of these CPU power things. Because this power supply is a 1200 watt, which is designed for one of those like elite whatever CPUs with overclocking CPU in it. You know what I'm saying, an elite level computer. So you can put 2 8-pins to power the CPU. And I'm using that cord to get to this GPU, I guess. If I remember correctly, I don't know for sure. Another part of the problem is that this 3090 takes 3. But anyways, look at this wire management down here on the front, bottom. Whoop. May look like a mess, but these stick cords are velcroed around, and this big 24 pin come off power supply 1 is velcroed around, and then it goes here, and it's connected to 24 pin from power supply 2, so that when you turn on the computer, it turns on both power supplies, and it's all velcroed to the chassis down here. That's going to make it not get in my way when I go to change things. All right, enough talking about that. Let's see if Great Omer. Can I explain it to you? Yeah, I don't care. You can explain the story to me. I'd love it, actually. Take your time and I'll read it. I'll read it out loud. I'm going to turn the monitor on in a second because I have to check what's going on with the rig. Right now I'm just elated it's turned on. And I'll take a glance down here, make sure the rig's in frame. What I'm looking for right now is to verify I've got spinning fans on all the GPUs. This one's not spinning, and the 1080 is not spinning. I'm gonna go wash my hands and get another drink. They give it to Muslims. Okay, whatever. Relation not allow them to eat pigs. And I don't know who made the bullets, but the bullet pack was covered with pig meat. And they give it to Muslims. And they got angry because the pack open from mouth. I don't know what that phrase means. Okay, now I'm starting to remember a little bit more about History Channel. Not History Channel, history class. People from one culture giving the other culture the bullets. But I don't know what pack open from mouth means. Oh, because you open the pack with your mouth. Like with your teeth, right? Okay. Ping miner. All right, let's remote in. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop this camera that I'm filming so I can make edits for another video because I'm done messing with that for the most part. I'm going to plug a battery into it in case I need to film something else. The blue one. Toss. Oops. I don't want to remote into that computer. Miner. On. Left my water over there. Oh, okay. Core clocks are wrong. Means it had struggle times enumerating the cards. Open with teeth. Yeah, that would piss me off. Right now, like, it's not a religious thing. It's a diet thing, but when someone gave me something I had to open with my mouth and had sugar on it, I'd get mad. That would tick me off. It makes sense now. So I made this script. It's part of the things. I don't know if you were in the stream yet. I was explaining earlier that I wrote this script to figure out what order the cards are numerated in. I'm seeing 9 cards. I'm gonna go over to the rig and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's supposed to see 10. So I'm gonna check device manager. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got my diagram I drew earlier. Little noise coming to us from your mic. Was it coming to us all the time before? It might be because I'm closer to the air conditioning. 3090. That's over there. 3080. Check. Vega 56. I already found it. It's the Vega that's not coming up. Okay, I'm about to go back over to the rig. You can tell me if that staticky noise goes away. I wish it would focus. Jiminy Christmas. Noise filter. You know what, I might try that now that you know what you're talking about. I do have 2 filters on it. And I was avoiding doing noise filter because I didn't want to do it wrong. So while you're in chat, I'll do that. But first, tell me right now, when I'm back over at the rig, is that noise gone? I'm also going to grab my headphones so I can test with you at the same time because I got the stream going on my phone. Oh, this is why this card wasn't working. I don't have the SATA power going to it. And I could use this one right here. All right, I hear my voice and I hear it over the music. Test, test, ABC, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going over to the couch. Now I'm at the couch. Test, test, ABC, 1, 2, 3. I hear it a little bit. I hear it a little bit. Test, test. Walking away, walking away. I'm far away from the couch. And test, test, test. ABC, 1, 2, 3. We're going to try your thing anyways. I don't hear much of a difference myself. I take my headphones out because it's distracting hearing myself talk with a delay. OBS, yeah, I know how to put filters. So audio input capture, right click, filters, and then plus button, noise suppression. I don't like noise gates. I don't like it going shoo. Even when I'm playing guitar, which I hopefully will be doing music later on my channel. Noise suppression. Low CPU usage for this one. Test, test, ABC, 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh! That is freaking amazing! Oh my gosh! That is freaking amazing! I didn't even have to tweak it or anything. Then I got real quiet. What's up with that, making my voice real quiet randomly? Test, test, ABC, 1, 2, 3. It's like a delay of my voice that comes in real quiet later. So, audio input capture filters. Filters. Noise suppression. What if I put noise suppression before the compressor and limiter? Check, check. Testing, testing. ABC, 1, 2, 3. Check, check. Testing, testing. ABC. Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. But do you hear that delay where it plays my voice again delayed? Noise suppression level. Do you hear that delay where it plays my voice again delayed? But quieter. What's the difference? Let's try negative 50. Testing, testing, negative 50. ABC, 1, 2, 3. Now I can go to performance and watch the CPU and try that one. That one doesn't have a slider on it. RN and noise. Test, ABC 1 2 3. Is there a delay after my voice, repeating my voice, but at much quieter volume? There is, but I still sound fine. To me, it sounds the same as the other one. Speaks. All right, miner, let me in. Oh, I think the rig locked up. So I have to go over to an app and turn it off. I use VSync. Says, oh, it's not locked up. There, let me in. Cause it set all the clocks correctly there. I might have to do DDU, uninstall all the drivers. It won't let me move the thing around. Won't let me right click down here? No. Ah! Won't let me right click down here? Ah! Oh, I turned off the wrong miner. Oops. Take a look at that. Can't really see it. Lighting. Look at that. I hate that exposure change. Oh, I'm showing you my phone, so I'm turning exposure down. But I tap this, and my mining rig turns back on. It's a Wi-Fi outlet, and you configure the motherboard to turn itself back on after losing power. So if the rig locks up, you can turn it off and then back on remotely. All right, bye, Great Homer. If no one pops in the chat in a second, then I'll just end the stream and keep working on the rig by myself. Check cards, see what cards are enumerated. Nine. I'm still not seeing the Vega. Off. Testing, testing. ABC 1, 2, 3. Testing. Now it's got like the S sounds. Sally sold seashells down by the seashore. Filters. So let's turn up the suppression level and see what happens. Sally sold seashells down by the seashore. Kind of still hearing it. Why you not working? Definitely sounds good with my background music and no window AC in the background going constantly. Inspecting the parts. Definitely plugged in. Sounds pretty decent with my background music. I wish I had more time to make more different songs. But I would be annoyed. I want a plugin that has noise suppression that I can have a couple sliders where it doesn't make that crispy S sound. Because but how do I explain this? When I'm editing my videos, I use Audacity to take a sample of just the noise with the noise reduction menu and then remove that noise from the entire file. And it doesn't make it still does the S sound things if you're not careful. If you you grab a sample with loud noise. But if you grab a part where there's not that much noise, it doesn't do that to your voice. Another couple minutes before I cut the stream. Alright, checking the chat. I was playing my game for a little bit. There was a problem with the server. Okay, it's back. Did the stream end on its own? Nope, no one's in chat. Alright. If anybody's still listening, thanks for joining the chat tonight. I'm gonna remote into that system again. Because looking over my shoulder, it looks like it's mining. 459. I can't tell just by looking at the hash rate right now. Hash rate of the 3090 is dropping. That's because I don't have a fan turned on. Check cards. Make sure it says 10 cards, and then I'm good. Still only showing 9. Oh, there's the Vega. It's supposed to be 10. 1080, 1080 Ti. Let's see. Go find my video. The sound of money. It is a sequel with other me playing Ebony. Come on, mouse. I know you're powered. Right. 1080, it's showing 2 1080s. How many 1080s have I hooked up? 3 or 2? That's a 3070. And then, alright, 2 1080s. Call that checked off. And the 1080 Ti. 3070, 3090. Vega. Another 1080. That one. Where's my diagram? Ah! $5,700, 1080. Okay. And the 6700 is up here. Okay. $3080 is not detected, and it's not. The fans are not spinning. Okay, that's the one that's not working. Yeah, it's power. The riser's got a power cable. And the top of the card is powered. There's my light. Not that light, the other light. Oh my god, I can't find my light. Uses another light. Try it now. Get this fan turned on. My 3090 will actually do full hash rate. Now I'm seeing 10 cards. All I did was push a cable in a little bit further. 3080, good. Alright, ending the stream now. I'm done messing with this rig for tonight. Got what I needed done. If anybody's still listening, thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you next week. Probably be doing more of this, or I'm going to start doing programming streams. Because I have some projects I've been putting off. Alright, bye.